All right, I'm here with Drew Allen to bring you the top 8 of the BC Provincials. We have TJ Traquair playing Kyogre EX and Kabir playing Yveltal EX Garbodor. Drew, do you want to introduce yourself really quick while they're...
Yeah, I am kind of a local player from Calgary. Haven't done a lot, but I know a decent amount about TJ's deck because we kind of built it together.
All right.
So yeah.
So we brought the Kyogre expert for you guys. For those of you that don't know, Kyogre Primal does 150 damage and 30 to your opponent's benched Pokemon EXs. So,
and then you
move to energy to a benched Pokemon. Mm-hmm. So basically, it's just hyper efficient against Yveltals with a Muscle Band and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like this matchup is really going to depend on how well TJ can manage his energy and how smart his movements are, like how where he places them, and how fast Kabir can get Garbodor up.
Yep.
So, because the Keldeos, they do a lot of work against lasers. If you can start lasering on anything, even without bank, that little amount of damage plus whatever you're attacking with, it doesn't cancel out Rough Seas, but it at least puts damage on the board.
Right.
Like if you're rushing in and losing the poison, then that Rough Seas it's really good. So we were playing last night, and TJ had 3 Rough Seas in, and we kind of talked it out and figured that 4 was better because it's so big. It doesn't really matter in the Landy Bats matchup because you kill everything. But if you can rush in and then put a different attacker up, and then you heal on the bench, it's just you don't take any damage.
Yeah,
ever.
Yeah, and those guys are so beefy that you're never gonna one-shot them. So it looks like Kabir has a pretty good start. However, he gets the turn 2 Seismitoad.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's the way to do it. If you have a lot of darks in the discard, charging 2 Yveltals is good, but TJ runs 3 Professor's Letter, and he's running a bunch of other items. He's running 3 Spirit Links. He's running 4 Versus Seeker. His supporter line is a little bit on the thin side. He's not running Jirachi because he has 3 Dive Balls. We talked it out and we figured that it's more worth to have Dive Balls because the search is too good. But yeah, he's not running Jirachis. He's running 3 Shaunas, 4 Juniper N line, and then 2 Colruses as well. So TJ is able to get a Primal Kyogre, which is kind of crazy. Did he have a Spirit Link on that?
No, he does not. He couldn't play it anyway.
Did he Primal Evolve this turn? Or?
Yeah. Does he have a Spirit Link and it's just hidden?
I don't know. I didn't see.
We might actually need to say something then.
Did anyone in the chat see if there was a Spirit Link on that, or if he did it last turn, maybe? I kind of missed that.
I think it was a turn past.
Yeah? Okay,
yeah, I think this is fine.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
So this is a really strong start from TJ.
Yeah.
As soon as he can hit 2 Water Energy, with any kind of supporter, he runs 12 and 3 letters, which are not very good when Toad is active. But if you can hit 2 Water Energy and just manually retreat, that's starting to look really good. I think as long as TJ can consistently hit the Water Energies, he'll probably do pretty good. Kabir's board state's not that great. He doesn't have a Trubbish on the board yet, which is pretty big. What you want with Kyogre is to be able to not have a lot of energy on the board because a big Yveltal starts to kill you. So if you can rush in retreat with a Float Stone and then just keep moving the 2 energies between Primal Kyogres, getting one shot is not that big a deal. And you're applying so much pressure that as long as you can hit Lysanders, the snipe damage from a previous Tidal Storm will kill Yveltal. So any big threats you can kind of just take care of.
Yeah, and you really only have to get around that one big Yveltal. So
Kabir's got 1 going. Yveltal with 5 energies and a muscle and laser bank kills it, or 6 and a muscle. kills it after you Lysender. Like you need to hit a Lysender, and then you kill the Primal Kyogre that it has 4 on the bench.
Right.
That'll kill it. And even then, like, I don't know.
Does TJ play catcher effects at all?
TJ plays 2 Lysender in his list. Yeah, he runs. Those are his only 2 other tech supporters, I think. Other than that, he's just got straight draw. I'm pretty sure. He talked about an AZ, but then we kind of didn't. I don't know. AZ for Keldeo was our thing, because yeah, it's just like you can use it to take damage and then pick it up. But we kind of decided against that.
All right. So the way it's playing out, it looks like Seismitoad is probably going to get the KO on Keldeo EX at some point.
Yeah.
If Seismitoad gets an attack off on the Primal Kyogre, is that relevant? Does he need to be worried about that?
Not really. You know, I'm kind of surprised that TJ hasn't hit a rough seas yet. TJ runs 4 rough seas. And I'm kind of surprised he hasn't run into it with all the support and draw he's played so far. Which is kind of surprising because as soon as you hit rough seas, Toad's doing nothing unless they have lasers or muscles. And even then, it's minimal.
It's also possible he's holding it. You know, it's not really necessary to play right now, and he doesn't want it knocked out by a Burbank.
Yeah, that's true. I think TJ might also be holding it for the Stadium War too, because if Kabir starts if TJ starts a rough seas, Kabir can counter with a Verbank, and if TJ has to discard a rough seas at some point and then counter, Kabir is the last Stadium, because Kabir's running 2 Verbanks and TJ's running 4 rough seas. And if you lose the Stadium War with rough seas, that's when this matchup can start to swing. Because that laser damage, when a Garbodor is up, you can't Keldeo out of it. It starts to really build up fast on a Kyogre.
Yeah, so
Kabir just ends with a punch. He set up a little bit. He's got a Trubbish on his board.
Attaching and passing here.
Yeah, I'd like to see a second Trubbish, just because I think if TJ can, he'd want to kill that Garbodor as fast as he can, just to get his Keldeos up. But Kabir's board's looking a little better.
Yeah, the Garbodor is huge.
Garbodor's really big.
He's still got the Seismitoad online.
Kabir wants to hit his other Float Stone or a Muscle Band at this point. Other than that, he doesn't have any tools. He's not running dowsing. He's running computer search. Yeah, I don't know. Missing that Garbodor could be really big. I honestly don't know why TJ's not rushing in with the other Keldeo. Because if you can do that and then hit a rough seas later, then
there seems like there's no reason not to. Right?
There's no reason not to, because you just start healing off that Keldeo. It heals off everything, so it just doesn't matter. Like you're stalling out until you get 2 Primal Kyogres up. As soon as he hits 2 Primal Kyogres, this is round 1. Yeah. But I think if TJ hits 2 Primal Kyogres, he's looking pretty good. The only thing he kind of has to worry about is like laser heads. If Garbodor's up, missing an attack lets you get 2-shot by Yveltal, and then your trades are just really poor. Because Primal Kyogre is worth about as much as a really big Yveltal.
Right. So any kind of catcher effect and a muscle band would be huge here.
I think another reason TJ might not have played the rough seas actually does 30 to all the bench. Yeah. He just pointed to the 1. Yeah, there we go. But another reason he might have not played the rough seas is because Toad benefits from the rough seas as well. If he's palming a Lysander, then he can hit the big Yveltal and the Toad and take a 4-prize turn, which puts you in a monumental board state. It puts you at risk to getting end later in the game, but when Kabir's doesn't have a Garbodor up and he doesn't have a energy on his basic Yveltal and he only has a DCE in play other than that'd be a great play to do. That'd put you really far ahead, and you can even risk getting end at that point.
Right. Why would he move the energy to the Kyurem instead of the Kyogre? It seems more relevant to make sure that the Kyogre has energy attached.
He might be waiting, in case of end. He might be afraid of getting end, and then he can I don't know. Well, he can't Float Stone. So
the Yveltals are in KO range now of baby Kyogre. So
I think that was a misplay. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you probably should have put it on the baby Kyogre. Then you can actually giant whirlpool too, which knocks out Kyogre EX, and you put it's the baby Kyogre's, or it doesn't knock out Kyogre EX. It knocks out the Yveltal EX. It does 140, and you take 2 energy attached to Kyogre and put it in your hand.
Yeah.
And as long as you don't get end, that doesn't matter because you can just put them back on next turn. So I think that would have been the better play, but he might have been considering. I don't know what he was thinking, but.
Probably be fine. Does he play like Tool Scrapper, Xerosic?
Well, he definitely plays a lot of Professor's Letter. He's playing 3. I don't think he's playing. Oh, he might be playing a Xerosic.
Yeah.
But I don't think so. No. To be honest, I was like, TJ is a good friend of mine. We both live in Calgary, and he was kind of like, man, I think Kyogre's going to be good tomorrow. And I was like, yeah, it could be. Like, it's got a really good Toad matchup. And then I was like, but I don't know how it would do against Night March and stuff. And he didn't hit Night March. He hit Toad every single day.
There were so many Toads here.
Toad and Landorus Bats are both really good matchups with this deck. Like, obscenely good. With Landorus Bats, if you have rough C's out, the bat damage doesn't do anything.
And even Landorus doesn't really
take
do
it
anything.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Plus, they're type weak. It's just brutal. So yeah, I think that if TJ can start hitting some energy off this Shauna, like if he hits 2 waters, he's in a really good position. I think
Kabir has Garbodor online now, so.
Garbodor still doesn't block the ancient trait though, so you can still accelerate.
My bad. I thought that was an ability.
Trait. No, it's an ancient trait on Kyogre.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's super good. I'm not sure what he's doing with this Kyurem. Maybe he doesn't run muscle bands, so maybe he's trying to get like a snipe off of.
This is very confusing to me. I mean, it's very possible he only had the 1 water energy, in which case, I guess attach it to the Kyurem, but I would still prefer to attach it to the other Kyogre.
He might actually be afraid of 4th DCE and some tricky laser play from Yveltal. That Yveltal with 6 energies and a muscle. It still wouldn't KO, but if you can hit Bank Laser, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It'd be doing 90 plus the 30 that's already on there. Or 90, it'd be doing 180. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You'd be doing 200.
Right.
With a laser without a bank would KO if you hit that. If you hit the DC on that Yveltal. But that's not what he's doing.
Yeah, Kabir's just going to stall here.
I don't know. If TJ hits a rough seas, then this...
It's game's kind of slowly over.
Yeah, like, I don't know what he's doing. TJ's whiffing energy, and that is kind of rough. He does hit the second Primal Kyogre. That's really big.
It's also possible for him to just stick this Kyogre active and then one-shot the Keldeo.
Yeah.
So...
Kyogre's first attack, too, could potentially, like if Kabir wants to get another Toad online, it could stop a Toad lock. Because you put Toad to sleep automatically for watercolorless, and then they have to flip heads to lock you again. And I know Kabir's running 1 Escape Rope and a Center Lady, which I don't think he's played the Center Lady or the Escape Rope yet. But that's also an option that I think TJ is considering because he's attaching the water to the baby Kyogre. I think that's a good play for TJ because you knock out this Toad, but if he gets another one up too, like getting all your Professor's Letters back online, because he might have been palming those and not been able to play them because he's item locked, but hitting those would be really big. Kabir's reading the card, obviously, because Kyogre's not that prevalent yet.
So Kabir plays the Escape Rope. Not sure who TJ's going to choose to send up here.
Depends what's in his hand. If he's got a Professor's Letter, if he's got a Professor's Letter in his hand, I think the best play would have been to...
I would have just sent up the fresh Kyogre.
I was thinking maybe the Kyurem, because then you play the 7 prize game. TJ plays
That's true.
1 Kyurem, and he plays a 3-3 line of the Kyogres. He plays 1 Kyurem, and he plays 2 Keldeos. I think... No, he's not playing a Suicune. Yeah, he is playing a Suicune. I remember because he said he was frustrated that he couldn't use the ancient trait on Kyogre to accelerate to Sweet Cane. So he likes to play the 7 prize game.
Yeah.
I talked to TJ after his rounds. He runs 7 basics and didn't mulligan all day today, which is really surprising.
Yeah, I think the Keldeo is like the only incorrect choice there. We don't know what's in TJ's hand, so
he might have a float, but even then he just goes back in Toads.
Yeah, I definitely would have sent up the Kyurem.
I'm really wondering what TJ's prizes are because he hasn't hit a rough seas all match. Kabir's definitely palming his Verbanks. I talked to him before. I talked to both these guys, and Kabir, I kind of mentioned that the stadium matchup was really big. Like, if you can win the stadium war, having Verbank out just lets you hit not as big numbers on Yveltal. Like, you need 3 less energy on Yveltal if you hit a bank, and it's poisoned into their turn and back into yours, which is really big.
See what happens
there we go.
here.
There's
There's
the first
the rest of
one.
these. All right.
Yeah, and there's just all kinds of damage going off. Hits the other water too, which is nice.
And
I don't
be
know
able
where
to Frost Spear.
I think Kabir might have. Yeah, I think he did. He must have Pokemon Center lated the other Yveltal because it got hit by a rough seas.
Yeah, you're right.
Already. Is it 2 or 1 that it snipes? Okay, I'm gonna go tell them because it's to each, and there should be 60 damage on that other Yveltal.
I think he must have healed it because he did put the.
Well, because on that one there was already 30, but he did heal the very big one, the one with the dark DCE dark.
Yeah.
So one should be at. Yeah, so one should be at 60, one should be at 30, I believe. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'm not sure if this is true, but we'll see. Hopefully it's correct. Anyway, we'll just assume that it's fine for now, and Kabir plays an N, putting himself back to 4 and TJ to 4 as well. And that's it so far.
He had the Kyurem active, and he sniped one with the Kyurem.
Yeah.
Yeah, not with the Kyogre, but that was a decent play. It lets anything but get killed by Kyogre next turn.
So this seems like where TJ's gonna take control. Kabir's. I know Kenny doesn't like to do this, but I don't really see a way for Kabir to win this. TJ's going to be able to KO both of those Yveltals without much trouble at all.
The only way that I think it would be possible is if he hit like an N and then a head's laser bank.
Yeah.
That would be big. And then if he's got the float on that Yveltal, he can start accelerating to the other Yveltal if he hits a dark, which he has in his hand. Decides to go on the other Yveltal. He might have the Lysander, and he might be going to kill the other Primal. That's a decent play too.
Yep.
TJ's got a decent sized hand.
Yeah, all he needs
I'd really like to see an N
energy.
here. An N would be really big here. TJ's also running 2 retrieval.
Yeah, we haven't actually seen too many great comeback ends today. That card can be very powerful, but
yeah, it
hasn't had too much impact in most of the rounds.
Especially against like Toad Slurpuff, it doesn't do much because they can that end a 1 instead of them having a 2-card hand puts them up to a 5-card hand if they have a decent amount of Slurpuffs.
Plays Dive Ball.
Probably just gonna get something to fought here. Yeah, just foughting it.
Yep.
Get it out of the deck. He's already pretty much set up where he wants. I think having the 1 energy on that benched Kyogre is a good out.
He'll probably just win this turn.
Yeah.
So.
He has the water. First Seeker for Juniper, probably.
Yep.
Definitely Juniper. Yeah. Yeah,
I don't see it yet. It's possible.
I think Kabir's start.
Oh, there's a flux then.
Yeah,
okay.
That's game. Yeah.
Oh, that's really insane.
Kabir's start was a little slow.
Yeah.
If he would have hit a little bit of a faster start, I think that would have been good. If you get the Garbodor up a little earlier. Not that it really mattered, though, even, because TJ didn't want to rush in. He just let that Keldeo die.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know why he did that, but...
Yeah, it doesn't even seem super necessary to play the Keldeo in this matchup, because the Kyogres just overpower the Yveltal so severely. Like,
we also didn't see any laser heads flips when Kabir had Garbodor up, because when you don't have that ability to Keldeo, leaving asleep for one turn just opens up so many paths for a smaller Yveltal to just wreck a Kyogre with 2 energy even. Like,
and I think a good path for Kabir to try to take is to build up a large Yveltal on the bench and then use a counter effect to KO the Primal Kyogre. Well, it has 4 energy, but you know, that's kind of situational. And
well, he does run escape rope too. He runs 2 Lysanders and escape rope, so it's definitely a possibility that can happen. Because TJ again is running 7 bench, like 7 basic Pokemon, and 3 of those are Kyogre. If he prizes a couple of them, your options with escape rope are kind of limited.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so players pile shuffling for forever. Game 1 was really fast, so whatever.
This matchup's like definitely advantage Kyogre, but it's still winnable for the Garbodor player. You just need to, like, TJ's being smart with his energy. He's not building up a Keldeo. That's sometimes what you would do against Toad, is you just build up a big Keldeo, but not in this matchup when Yveltal's a risk. Other decks in top 8. There's
lots of
2
Toad.
Toad Bats. Chase Maloney and Trevor Reed are both playing Toad Bats. There's a Toad Slurpuff. There's a Cancer Toad that was running like 3 Head Ringers, 4 Crushing Hammers, 3 Enhanced Hammers. It was disgusting.
Jasmine is playing Garbodor Toad.
Yeah, it's a Cancer Toad.
Okay, Cancer Toad.
It's gross.
And then Jeff Anderson is playing like a Virizion, Mew EX,
I don't know. I played Jeff.
EX.
I was down in Portland. I played Jeff down in Portland, and he's playing the exact same list. I don't think he changed card.
He's been playing that
format.
deck since Cities.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Yeah.
Jeff Anderson for you.
You know, this was the field for him.
Yeah.
If he's going to stick with the same deck.
He runs Shamans and Tropiuses, and there was just a bunch of Toad today.
Yep.
So sometimes those make it into cut.
Yep.
I saw a really interesting deck today that I think was on stream. It was Gengar Trevenant with Raichu's.
That was definitely my favorite deck I saw today.
It's super interesting. I really like it a lot because your Toad matchup's pretty good. The only thing that Toad has is hitting Cassius's. I played it and tied it. I was playing Toad Slurpuff today.
Yep.
And with 2 Cassius's, it helped a lot because they would hit you for 90, and then back into their turn, it was 120. Back in your turn was 150. If you hit a Cassius, it was really big. And for them to break your lock, it was really difficult, but you could break their lock really easily. Like if you hit a Xerosic on a Trevenant's Floatstone, you could just lock them until you get the Lysander, and then break their lock with a huge hand, like Enhanced Hammer their mystery energies. But it's still a super interesting deck. I think you could definitely see some potential in the coming weeks.
Yeah, it's always nice to see some newer stuff. Of course, Trevenant and Gengar aren't exactly like revelations or anything, but we don't see decks like that played for the states and regionals so far. So Kabir gets a very nice start here with the Trebuchet and Floatstone and an energy on the active Seismitoad. Looks like TJ is searching with Dive Ball. Probably going to grab that Keldeo.
Trying to see Kabir's hand. Kabir's got a Lysander in his hand. Maybe an Ultra Ball.
Both of them are really hiding their hands.
Yeah. But I think if Kabir can get a supporter here and hit a dark and like a muscle, and even a laser would be huge. Laser Bank Dark Muscle would be massive. Because that means the Kyogre die is going into its next turn.
Right. So, have the water
TJ
boys.
loads his bench.
Yeah.
Hits 6
All right.
out of 7 basics that he's running. Yep, there's TJ for him.
I'm not. I guess he just Junipers.
There's an interesting tech that TJ is running. He used it. He played Xay, and he really didn't like that matchup. But he hit a weakness policy on his Kyogre, so it was a little bit better because the execute was not hitting for much at all. And as soon as TJ started hitting waters, it was good. I feel like as States goes on and Kyogre potentially gets better, weakness policy could even go to a 2 of or 3 of, depending on how big Virji on Genesect makes it back.
Yeah.
I feel like
I expect next week to be really Genesect heavy.
Yeah, I was going to say next week Virji on Genesect could see a huge showing with all the Toad. Virji on Genesect at this tournament today would have done extremely well.
Yeah.
Especially because a lot of the like Cancer Toad and like Toad Pluff, they're not running flare tools anymore because there's Flareons and it helps a little bit against Night March, but if Night March hits Mew, DCE, and the Stadium, it doesn't affect them.
Yeah.
So they've stopped running flare tools a lot.
We saw some Headringer today, but definitely not as many as I would expect, I would say.
No,
in as many decks.
definitely not. Yeah.
So
Kabir goes for computer search. Depends what I see a muscle band in his hand too. That's kind of nice. He might be going for a supporter. He might not have a supporter. If he has, I don't know.
luckily for TJ, he got that Spirit Link on before the Toad could attack.
Didn't see what card Kabir got.
No. Dark Energy.
Yeah, Dark Energy. Dark Energy muscle. He probably has a supporter in his hand.
Yep.
That's good. If you can hit a laser here, that's really good. I don't think Kabir wants to drop the Stadium first though, because then you lose the Stadium war.
Yeah.
Kabir's also running Trump card, and like we don't know this matchup super well. It's like obviously anything with Toad is in Kyogre's favor, but like we don't know the matchup super well, and we considered like playing a Trump card, but it's not worth it because they get all their rough C's back, and they get like if you can knock out something with 4 energy on it, they get that back too, which is big.
So
The only situation I could see it working is if he had Lysander's Trump card, and he had like just end, and then TJ just has a bunch of garbage in his hand, and he can't draw waters. That would be like the one out. Kyogre have a good matchup against Toad. I tested against him, not with Toad Garb, but we played 2 best of 3s last night with Toad Slurpuff, and the matchup is kind of rough for Toad Slurpuff because how it goes is we played game 1, and it was still a new like kind of matchup, but game 1 kind of works like if I can hit a lot of Cassius's and super scoop ups with my Toads, then like Kyogre gets denied because all your Toads, if they have rough C's, all your Toads heal 30 and they don't take any bench damage. And then it can't get Lysandered and then sniped. And then if you can hit scoop ups, it's good. But then they just start moving the energies to a Keldeo, and they hit a Keldeo with 7 energy, and then they hit for 180 and or 190, and your Toad's just bad.
all right, so Drew manages to get the Primal Kyogre 2 energy.
TJ.
Or yeah, TJ. Sorry.
Yeah. That's really good.
Wow. Yeah.
That's
so
huge. Wow. That's big.
dang, this deck is like really impressive. It's so straightforward, but you know.
Lasers. Tails. It's kind of rough.
It really fits the flavor of just flooding the board with energy and doing lots of damage.
Yep.
So Kabir ends to 4. Not bad, but
His board position isn't that good. He doesn't have much set up.
No responses to Kyogre at all.
No. Hitting a heads on that laser would have been big because the Garbler is up and there's no rush in.
Yep.
And then he could have like just evil balled, and then it like would have been dead next turn, and that would have been huge because he's got 2 other Kyogre set up, but not a lot of energy on the board. And if you can stop TJ from getting energy, that's really big.
Yeah.
But yeah, TJ runs 12, which is a decent amount of energy for any deck. Like 12 is a lot of energy. Plus 3 Professor's Letters, which is really good, especially when Toad's not locking.
So you're just kind of hoping that they stay asleep, basically, with decks that play laser.
Yeah.
Kind of your out. If he gets a baby Yveltal, not bad.
I like that play. I think that's a good play.
Yeah, agreed.
Because TJ doesn't have a rough season play, so if you're hitting with a baby Yveltal, you're setting up for a big Yveltal kill. And if that's the only primal Kyogre in play, I really like that play. I think that's a good play from Kabir.
Yep. The sick thing is just how easy it is to get those 2 energy out.
So
like,
gross. That's so good.
Even if the baby Kyogre doesn't become a primal Kyogre, again, it can just KO the Yveltal EX with a Whirlpool or whatever it's called.
Whirlpool, yeah. You attach 2, and then you giant Whirlpool for 140.
Yeah,
and
giant
put them back in your hand, which is not better than moving them, but it's not terrible, because if you don't get end, it's like just your attachment for the turn.
Yeah. So we'll probably just see him KO the baby Yveltal here, move the energy to the Kyogre with 2 already. See what else he has. Maybe the Rough Seas. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Rough Seas. That's pretty big. That's meant. 2, 3. So if Kabir can hit a DCE here, he knocks out the primal Kyogre.
That's true. What?
So that'd be really big if he hits a DCE. There it is, off the top of the deck.
Yeah.
So that's big. And if TJ can't hit, if he's got an end this turn, that's big.
Yeah, I really don't
TJ
understand these plays where he's moving the water energy to not Kyogre.
Yeah, maybe. Keldio's kind of silly because to do decent.
110 is less than.
110 is
140.
brutal.
So.
Brutal. Yeah. Kabir, touch energy. Come on, buddy. That's a good play. I don't know if he's got an Ultra Ball in his hand too. He's got an Ultra Ball.
And to be completely fair, the Keldeo will still KO that Yveltal, so.
Yeah, that's fair.
Without returning the energy. So maybe here that actually was the correct play.
TJ might be palming the water. I don't know how many cards in his hand. Colress draws 6. That really needed to be an N for Kabir. That would have been big.
Yeah.
TJ can still whiff the water, but if he hits the water, that's all of Kabir's energy off the board, and that's bad. And then that's actually not a bad play from TJ, because then if
I
Kabir,
agree. After thinking about it a
Kabir
little more.
wants to put a baby Yveltal up and start charging something else, all TJ needs is another water, and then he just starts wrecking shop.
I had forgotten that the Kyogre would do 30 more to the Yveltal, which puts it in Keldeo KO range.
Yeah, that's a KO.
Yep. And TJ more than likely going to respond with a KO.
Yeah, he's definitely. Yeah, he's got it in hand.
And there's just nothing Kabir can do. Wow, this was a huge stomp for a top cut match.
Oh, good with the water. Good with the water. I've seen TJ whiff big before.
The energy retrieval.
It's going to be really difficult for Kabir to come back after this.
He's going to pray to the laser gods.
Yep, that's pretty much how you do it. Laser heads, if he can hit a Verbank off this, laser heads, Verbank, I don't think he's got the end though. End him to 1 and hit a laser bank heads. Or a Toad DCE wouldn't be that bad either.
Yeah.
Because locking Spirit Link out could be big with the 2 on that Kyogre.
It's just great that little Kyogre is also so threatening. Like, even if he can't get the primal out.
Yeah.
And the Yveltal, he does Ultra Balls. Probably going to get Seismitoad, have to assume.
Depends on. Well, he's got a versus.
He's
got a versus secret in his hand.
Yeah.
So he's probably gonna go for a Juniper that turn. Yeah, it goes for Toad. Yeah. DC bottom of his deck. I don't know. Seismitoad's really it's a really powerful card, but if you expect it in the meta, it's not that hard to tech against.
Yeah, right.
Like you can like Virgin in most cases does really well against it. Even Cancer Toad with
Yeah,
like,
anything
ringers
that
and
does
stuff.
too much damage to it is just
Yeah.
like can overpower it.
Virizion Genesect versus the Toad with head ringers. If you go first as Virizion Genesect and go Muscle Band and a Grass, they have to hit a Hammerheads, like a Crushing Hammer Heads, for you to not Emerald Slash next turn for 100. I mean, as soon as you get energy in play, you can just like, I don't know, you can retreat and then start Genesecting, and that's just rough.
Yeah, anything that does a lot of damage and isn't too heavily trainer reliant, like Kyogre and like Genesect. Good answers to Toad.
Yeah.
There's the double colorless. I don't see a laser, but
There's an
plays
escape rope. That could be big. Hits the DC. That's nice. I think he's probably gonna put the Kyogre. Oh no. Okay.
All right.
I think Kyogre would have been the better play because then you can stop the lock with potentially putting him to sleep, and you're doing damage to him at the same time.
Yeah, right. I agree with that. Well, yeah.
Not a terrible play. It just opens Kabir up, gives him some more time to maybe charge the Yveltal and then hit that Keldeo really hard.
Yeah, I mean, if he had brought up the Kyogre, it's basically just a stalemate until hopefully Kabir flips tails.
Right.
So now he has a little bit of time to build up that
puts a DC on
Yveltal.
that. That's a good call.
This would be an impressive comeback if he can pull it off.
Pull it out. Yeah, stopping that Spirit Link, is big. But TJ, if he hits the Primal Kyogre, he can also just evolve it because he's not attacking, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, could depend. That lock was a good play. I think that was the right play from Kabir.
Definitely.
Oh, I think the reason TJ might have not put up the Primal Kyogre is because he could have been afraid of a laser muscle band KO on it, or a 2-hit KO.
Yeah.
But that's a relatively valid trade. I don't know how many lasers Kabir's used and such, but that could be big.
So TJ is just going to go for the Frost Sphere one on Garbodor, which is definitely threatening.
Yeah, I don't know why he would snipe the Garbodor.
He only has one prize left.
He kills it, but he kills it with everything he has in play.
That's true.
Okay, that Vermin could be big. TJ's got 4 card hand. Swing for
That's
Lysander.
Nice,
oh,
nice.
yeah. That's a good play. That's a good play. When you've got Garb up, that's good. And TJ has a lot of his energy in play as well. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 energy. 7 of his 12, and probably a decent amount in the discard. We know he has 2 because he retrievaled after getting a Primal Groudon, or Primal Kyogre knocked out. But
Tails on that.
yeah, this could mount a comeback from Kabir. That Yveltal, if you put a Muscle Band on it,
it's a Lysander. Potentially stick Darkrai. Give him a turn of trainers.
Potentially. Yeah, Kabir has to hit a DCE or
his own powers are off, so.
Yeah, hits a DCE.
There it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
nice.
That's good for Kabir. Yeah, that's really good. Oh, that's so good because then the Kyogre dies coming into Kabir's turn, and he can potentially hit a Lysander or an escape rope for something else that TJ doesn't want active.
Yeah.
So I don't even think Kabir is end yet. I think TJ's just drawing dead at this point. He might have Professor's Letters, but he's not able to use them.
Right.
Yeah, no, this is looking
This could
a
very
little better
easily
for
be
Kabir.
a win for Kabir now.
Heads on the sleep flip. Not that particularly matters.
So now is where a Zerosic would be
yeah, that's going to be
really
a big play.
important. Yeah, that Rough Seas is
Rough Seas
very nice.
Kabir has got to hit a Burbank pretty quick.
Yep.
Otherwise, he's not going to be doing much. Well, if he hits a muscle, he knocks it out, but it's not as good as knocking it out going into your turn. Oh, Kabir's got the counter stadium. Wow. That's really good for you. I'm pretty sure that's 3 of TJ's Rough Seas gone.
Oh, interesting that he played laser there.
He's probably going to Juniper.
Yeah.
Why he would.
Yeah.
He's just playing it because he can.
Towards the end, nice. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. He might have been considering whiffing the muscle.
Right.
I don't know how many he's gotten discard. Probably not that many. I'm pretty sure the Yveltal that got knocked out has one on it.
I mean, he'll probably just want a Quaking Punch without the Muscle Band anyway this turn. So he can have it KO'd going back into his turn.
Oh, yeah. No, that's definitely what he's trying to do. That's a good play. And he's got that Yveltal built up, too.
Yep.
So I think if he hits a muscle on that, that's going to KO a Keldeo.
Yep. Or another energy, of course, but yeah, and
looking up.
TJ just plays a Shauna, so no Lysander or anything.
Kabir's going to have to manually retreat that Toad.
Yep.
That kind of sucks, but it could be a little better.
Oh.
Rough seas. Not that it really matters at this point, though. Because if Kabir hits...
I probably would have sent up the Kyurem there.
Yeah, probably. Yep.
Because you're doing...
Oh, there's that tail sleep, so TJ's going to get items next turn.
Yep. Yeah, if you had sent up the Kyurem, you're doing permanent damage onto the Garbodor, which is a very quickly ticking clock.
Yeah, true enough. This play's not bad, though, either.
Right.
Stalling out and stopping the Animok. He might have something like a Spirit Link and Primal Kyogre Professor's Letter in his hand. It's a good play.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we see that Kyurem come out.
Dang.
Some people might have put the Keldeo up because it's got that free retreat from the Flow Stone. Probably not the play. Yes, Scrabble Switch GG. Probably not. TJ's running computer search in his list, I believe.
So Kabir's just going to send the Seismitoad back up.
That's a good call from Kabir.
Yep.
And item locking until you can hit that Lysander KO on the Keldeo is a really good call because now Kabir only needs an energy and a Lysander, and he starts. I think he just wins at that point.
Yeah.
But like you said, like the snipe damage on that Garbodor is a ticking clock. Like if Kabir doesn't hit something pretty quick here, that Garbodor's gonna be knocked out and TJ's gonna win.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many switching effects Kabir has left.
We've seen two. No, we've seen one escape rope so far.
Yeah. It's probably one.
He had the float on that baby Yveltal earlier,
That's
so that
true.
float's gone. He needs to hit a dark, which probably has a couple left up in deck, and his deck's looking pretty thin. So hitting that off a Juniper shouldn't be that hard, or even a Colress. I know Kabir runs 2 Colress.
So yeah, Kabir's going to retreat the Seismitoad and attack that Kyurem, which I think is a good play.
It's a good play, yeah. TJ could have some kind of wombo combo.
And okay, I just get the Lysander for again. That's a bit of an anticlimactic win, but it was interesting to see a closer match. Kabir drawing precisely what he needed at like all times.
Yeah.
So he almost made a comeback there. That was very impressive. Yeah, so that's the end of top 8.
Yep.
We'll be back with top 4 soon enough. That was pretty fast,
Yeah,
so I imagine
Kyogre
there's at least a
just
half
took
hour
quick
left.
KOs on Toads.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.